It's just constructive criticism. It can be a little mean, but yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
But in that same vein, she also admits that her haters are essentially her lifeblood.
My personality is annoying. I'm annoying. Why am I still trying? I'm a horrible mom.
At least they're talking about you.
I honestly, yeah, because when it's too quiet, I'm like, excuse me.
At this point, it seemed like therapy, bro. At this point, it seems like she's just going on podcasts trying to get sympathy, bro, or something. This seems like therapy, a therapy session with some people who's unqualified. They didn't even tell you the truth. They would say, "Shut the fuck up, stop whining." That's the fucking truth. Shut the fuck up, stop all this fucking crying and complaining. So we're reacting to this video here, bro. This video title reads, Bobby Althoff just lost everything. I think I said the name right, Althoff. But y'all know, I just call it Bobby. Bobby has lost everything.
So it has been a couple of months since we last caught up with Bobby Althoff, and the last time we did, it looked like she had successfully pulled off the pump fake, at first acting as though she would be quitting the internet forever, while admitting to her haters that she had completely fallen off.
As you guys know, this podcast started off just with a girl with a dream to make more money. I didn't know I would fall off as quickly as I did. To be honest, I did think this was going to last a bit longer.
But then it was revealed that
Whoa. She even admitted that she fell off. I haven't seen her in quite a while, though. Her persona that she was, her whole act was funny, Marco, though. Like, let's be honest, bro.
this was all a massive ploy to usher in her new podcast called Not This Again, where she and Drake would hop back into bed once again to create massive amounts of cringe.
I don't like the sound of this. What are you singing?
Oh, so it was a stunt, basically. It was basically a stunt to get people to watch her, saying that she fell off. Okay.
I feel like I've heard what you're singing. Can I Shazam this?
No, I just made that up.
Okay.
People also say that I got a BBL, right? They call me BBL Drizzy. So
Oh, that's true. Did
I don't
you?
know if my wagon looked crazy when I walked in here, but
Now, from the very start, attempting to recreate lightning in a bottle like this did not work. Yes, the interview itself did garner millions of views all of these months later, but in terms of the clips going viral, or this launching her new show into a different stratosphere, or really creating any sort of positive buzz for Bobby online, it really did not work out in their favor, with Bobby taking a brunt of the scrutiny online, while Drake at the very least came out with some funny moments at her expense.
you're cute. They don't think you look 40 in the face. You know, they think lovely things about you. And I think that you take that immediate reaction and you wear it, you know, you wear it like a romper.
Because the things that did get clipped were really just Drake subtly, or in some cases blatantly clowning on her, calling her a bad parent and essentially saying that she was being passed around the industry.
Leaving on your daughter's
shit.
first birthday was a slapper.
12 months old.
No, I'm just saying it's not like she's not
She
going to
did not.
remember the childhood trauma that you caused her until she watches these interviews back. And that
The
is when-
childhood trauma is crazy.
No. If you had a superhero name, what would it be? BBC girl.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going to end.
BBC girl, what the hell? Hey, bro. Hey, getting called out by Drake is crazy, bro. Especially after this shit with him and Kendrick. Like, getting called a bad parent by Drake is crazy, bro.
That's crazy. How
Wait,
about you redo
sorry.
that without that?
Sorry.
Go
If you had a superhero name, what would it be? What would it be?
And you know what? It gotta be some truth to this shit, bro. Cause she's quiet, bro, and she never is quiet. Like she always being like very, very like unbothered, and then like at the same time a little mean. Like she all like this like bro. Something happened. Either between them two, or some people that he know, bro. And I mean, like, probably some people too, because for him to clown her like this, that means she did some shit that a normal woman wouldn't do. You know, an honest woman wouldn't do. Yeah. He knows some shit about her.
The world thinks that you
Uh-huh.
just
I'm a whore.
no. No.
That's definitely what
No, they
people
just think that
say.
you magnetically attract the biggest anacondas on planet Earth.
Overall, I do feel like this podcast was a tough watch for anyone with an IQ level above room temperature.
Yeah,
And my
fact.
immediate thought after seeing all of this different promo was that Drake now owned Bobby's likeness in some sort of way. Because not only did he essentially launch her into the mainstream a couple of years back, but it was clear to me that he was now making a conscious effort to try and revive her from the ashes of irrelevance.
I'm gonna take my shoes off.
Oh, wow.
Because it's not comfortable.
Excuse me.
I didn't say my shirt. I said
Wow,
my
we're going to
shoes,
get
so
right
what are
into
we-
it, huh?
You act like I said my shirt.
No, I know,
So
but
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
take my
saying, I
shoes
didn't know
off.
if you want the people to know how
Shoesing?
comfy we get.
But now in the 5
Oh,
months
wow.
since the humiliation ritual, Hawk Tuah 2.0 has had nearly nothing going on. Yes, she did do an interview with Kevin Durant 2 months after that did do decently, but much like with Drake, I think it was more about the fact that Kevin rarely does interviews, and so naturally his massive amount of fans were inclined to watch.
Would you date someone with kids?
How many kids we talking?
Like 6.
Hell no. The fuck?
And honestly, if anything,
Hey, bro. KD just, I ain't gonna lie, KD a real nigga, bro. He just a real person, bro. At this point, it ain't no faking, ain't no sensitivity. He just real as fuck, bro. He just a real person. He said, fuck no. What kind of question is that?
I think that this was really just KD doing a solid for his longtime friend, who I truly think does have a vested business interest in the industry plant herself.
Welcome to a much more refined, poised, and pleasant.
Pleasant. I don't know about that.
I know. I don't
I think
know.
that was just a word you.
I'm trying to get you brand deals.
Now, when we further dissect the wilting of this plant, you may notice that she is only posting at a pace of around 1 podcast every 2 months with her new show. And I must say, to her credit, she really did try and drop the dry, rude, sarcastic vibe, and has attempted to be more open and less confrontational with her guest.
I've only been to one concert.
They never just brought you and said, come on, Bobby.
It was one time. No, he didn't.
Come on, little Bobby.
But overall, she is still incredibly boring and poorly researched. It's like she really brings nothing new to the table. And even worse, she has seemingly teamed up with the likes of Logan Paul to be sponsored by Pisswater Prime.
I am that comfortable because I drink Prime. Yeah.
And that kind of combination is kinda like diarrhea sponsoring an EDM festival porta potty. Now that's some nasty shit. Now, regardless of her only releasing 5 episodes, with 2 of them now being deleted due to poor performance, she is already moving on to the next season of her newfound show. And in the announcement trailer, she is becoming painfully self-aware.
My first marriage fell apart. Everybody thinks I'm a bad person because I missed my daughter's first birthday. And I don't even know if me and Drake are still friends.
That feels very specific. Do you remember how well I was doing 2 years ago?
You were huge,
Yeah,
and now you feel irrelevant,
I am.
obsolete,
Yeah.
unpopular.
So this little
Bro, she's even acting different. You could tell, like, there's some deep-rooted shit going on with her. She's not comfortable anymore. She was comfortable at first with what she was doing, the content she was doing, but you could tell, like, now, like, she's not even that comfortable no more. Like, how she was looking around when she was talking to Tiger, that was kind of odd.
skit is essentially Bobby addressing the elephant in the room in the most sarcastic way possible, spelling out each and every so-called hate comment that she has received since her popularity online began to unfold.
Do you want to know what I did last night?
Yes.
I watched a 45-minute video on YouTube about my fall off. Studying Bobby Althoff's fall off is what it was called.
People love to see a train wreck.
In my old videos, I would play this character, this girl who was unlikable, who was a bitch, didn't research anyone she interviewed. Fast forward and I read all those comments and I'm like, I'm not gonna be a bitch anymore. I'm gonna try to be likable. And now my videos went from getting millions of views to nothing. No one watches what I do anymore.
No one watches them anymore.
So clearly,
Wow. That's interesting, bro. It's kind of sad, though, man. It's kind of sad. I kind of hate that for her. Because, like, she's showing her true self. And she's just not likable, showing her true self. And it's not that she's not likable. It's that it's just that people like negativity.
Bobby is a fan of the work of this channel. In all seriousness though, this is pretty much Bobby explicitly stating that she will be going back to biting the deadpan, funny Marco style that made her go viral in the first place.
What do I do?
Well, do you think going back to this old character, this persona, would help you?
Yeah, it would help me.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Why don't you tell me, okay? It made me more money, right? It made me
But
more.
it's not just about the money. It's
It
about
is
the
about
craft.
money.
It's about the love.
Everything
of the
is about money.
About the interview. No one gives a flying fuck about nice Bobby. She's sold out. Now she's back. And better than ever. And bitchier than ever.
So I go back to the character.
Great work today.
I go back to the character, you're saying?
So brave.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it. And if I don't make money, then you don't get paid, so.
And while Bobby
But will it work though? Like, will it work? Going back to the character when you just told us that it was a character, indeed. You know, funny, Marco came back and said that he's just playing a character, even though it's a big possibility that most people online are playing characters. But like, if he came back and said that he's not that person for real, and he showed us a different side of him, like, you can't go back, bro. You can't go back. That's how I feel about it. I would say, bro, just find what you really like doing with content. You know what I'm saying? Find what you really like doing. It might take a little time for you to get back to them numbers that you was doing at first. But just find what you like and just stick with that. And you'll find your right crowd. Because obviously, the crowd that you had was the wrong crowd.
may act like she's in on the entire joke, or like she does not care what people online have to say about her, she has left this very long trail of breadcrumbs that suggest otherwise. In fact, she removed that trailer from YouTube after it got only around 10,000 views in a couple of days, likely due to the poor performance. And I say that because she has admitted to doing this in the past, as she really thinks that she has to remove any sign of failure from her life.
Yeah,
Because
why?
I was putting out 10, 15, 20 videos a day, getting no views. And I thought,
I mean, it's crazy to remove videos, bro. I'm not removing a video. I be seeing people talk about on TikTok, like when you post a video and it only get like 100 not follows, but 100 views and shit like that. Remove it and repost it, bro. I'm not removing no shit, bro. Like, I'm posting my shit and I'm moving on to the next shit. I post that shit, move on to the next shit, bro. And whatever it's gonna do, it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes this shit take time though. Sometimes that 10K can jump up to 20, 25K, 50K, 100. Just if you leave it there and you let it sit and you let it sit in the algorithm, and then it starts to reach people.
it was so cringe, but I was like, well, whatever. I would delete them, of course, after a day because I didn't want to leave a history of me failing.
And I sat through this hour-long interview that she did only around 11 months ago when things were going significantly better for her. And out of the entire hour, around 40 minutes of it was dedicated to her discussing her haters online, especially in regards to comment sections and how much they break her down on a daily basis.
When my face looks really bad because I get bad filler and people all have something to say about it, I'm like, fuck you.
You kind of block it out. You don't read it, or you do read it, and just
I mean, I heavily filter my own comments.
really.
Oh, yeah.
Like
you
when
can't say ugly. You can't say, you should
Oh, like
see
you just
my
put in the
filters.
words.
My comment filters are like ugly, Botox, filler.
Now, rule number one for anyone trying to do anything on the internet is to know when to let the comment section go.
Yeah.
You know, I for one really love to read the comment section on most of my videos. Even when my viewers
Appreciate
are
the
crushing
sub.
me for something I've done wrong throughout this 7-year career I found myself in, which has obviously happened many times, it's like at least I know you guys are being real with me. Bobby, on the other hand, has completely fallen victim to the internet abyss, where she has been eaten alive by random people online.
She was one. She's not going to remember that. My parents worked on so many of my birthdays, but that is people's biggest critique of me.
Bro, once you start worrying about what people are saying about you in these chats, bro, you already fucking lost. You already lost. Like, how can you get to a level that she has been at, and then you care about what people are saying about you? That's crazy, bro. I don't get it. People gonna talk the most shit when you don't have nothing. You don't have no followers. You ain't getting no likes. You ain't getting no comments. You ain't getting no views. People gonna talk the most shit then. So like, bro, you gotta develop thick skin, bro, in the early stages of fucking content creation. That's just what it is.
is that I left my daughter on her first birthday. Like, that makes me a bad mom because I interviewed Drake on my daughter's first birthday.
I would interview Drake on my daughter's first birthday and throw a party separately. Go ahead and judge that. I'm sorry. Like,
We knew this in a video that I'd made previously about her in the past.
I wouldn't interview
that
Drake
she
on
was
my
not cut out
fucking
for
daughter's
this
birthday.
life when she was tearing up, voice cracking while talking about it.
What I'm putting out based on what the comments are saying. And sometimes it's just constructive criticism. It can be a little mean, but yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
But in that same vein, she also admits that her haters are essentially her lifeblood.
My personality is annoying. I'm annoying. Why am I still trying? I'm a horrible mom.
at least they're talking about you.
I honestly, yeah, because when it's too quiet, I'm like, excuse me.
At this point, it seemed like therapy, bro. At this point, it seemed like she's just going on podcasts trying to get sympathy, bro, or something. This seems like therapy, a therapy session with some people who's unqualified. They didn't even tell you the truth. They would say, "Shut the fuck up, stop whining." That's the fucking truth. Shut the fuck up, stop all this fucking crying and complaining, and get to the bag. Get to the roots, bro. Get back to your roots. Find out what you want to do in content. Stop reading fucking comments. This is pathetic, bro. This is sad.
I mean, where are my haters at? Now I'm falling off.
She also does the delusional thing where she believes that everyone who has something negative to say about her online must be pigeonholed into a certain box. Specifically, she claims that they all must be conservative men, suggesting to comedian Trevor Wallace that all of his fans are essentially cut from this same cloth.
I think I do stuff for both sides. Like, I'll make a video talking shit about guys who drive like Camaros, and then I'll also like make fun of like baristas. So like you can really appease both. But yeah, my celebrity
That's
was...
crazy. Do you know what I realized?
What?
That your number one fans are my number one haters. I think
the military?
that's my...
Get this, Bobby Althoff does not support the troops.
She also shared this same sentiment during an interview with Teddy Swims that, like I said, has now been deleted.
Those are good hate comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that your haters talk to my haters and get mine get more
what the
clever
fuck?
with their mean
Yeah.
things.
God damn,
Did
shut
they say
up.
really mean things like that? Just
Mine are evil. Mine are racist, very racist, all of my haters look exactly like each other. They all look the same. They're all in the military.
man, I think
white.
that's
They're
really like the worst
all-
part. As I can imagine, like
They all
just-
love Jesus.
It's actually a quite interesting phenomena to see all the different emotions she has around the people who do not support her, whether it be crying in an interview or venting to a guest, or in a joking matter like this TikTok voiceover she made.
Welcome to day 4 of becoming the person who I want to be myself 6 months to do. The part of this change that I want to make is not giving any weight to people's opinions who just don't matter, who could only dream of living a life as great as mine. I know who I am. I feel confident in the choices I've made in my life. At the end of the day, it's my life, not yours. My kids are happy because my kids are my whole world. It means I am happy. I'm also working at paying more attention to the people who say nice and letting those carry more weight in my life. So thank you to everybody who's been good, because there are way more of you than the people who hate. Still, fuck you guys who hate me. There's really no reason for it. But you do. If hating me makes you hate
What the
yourself,
fuck
then
is
go
she
ahead.
saying,
Oh,
bro?
and last but not least, the one where she is legitimately crying into a cell phone camera about comments online.
Okay, I hate to make a video like this because it's embarrassing, and I know that I'm gonna see this a month from now and be like, why did you post that? And also posting this shows that I care, and I don't. All the comments are about how I'm ran through, and oh, look, another one, or he probably doesn't know how ran through she is, or just mean things. As much as I wish that these comments didn't get to me, it's like, I'm human, and if you got this many negative things said about you every day, it would get to you too. Because I hope if you're one of the people who hate me, maybe you'll watch this and reconsider it.
Like, girl, if you do not put that phone down.
Posting as much because all of my comments are just so mean. People are so mean to me on the internet, and it's like, what? Because they say I sleep with every guest, and it's like, literally, I do not, but you won't ever believe that. One day my kids are gonna be old enough to read these comments, and it's like, why do you guys hate me so much? I don't get it. I don't know what I did to deserve that.
I still will never understand people who are crying, tears in their eyes, and they open up the phone like, hey, let me record myself.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. One thing I also found interesting is that she has this stark shift between the character she...
Hold on. Hold the fuck on.
Open up the phone like, hey, let me record myself. It makes no fucking sense. One thing I also...
Bro, what the fuck is going on here? What the... Ain't no fucking way. This nigga is a millionaire. Is he a billionaire? I don't know. But bro, come on, dog. Wash your fucking feet, man. Nasty ass nigga. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. I'm more disappointed in this shit than the Luka trade, bro. What the hell? All right, man. All right.
Also found interesting is that she has this stark shift between the character she plays on her podcast and who she believes herself to be in real life. It's almost like acting like this bitchy person on her show has damaged the way she feels about herself internally. This is something that she discussed on this podcast as well.
I'm like snapping into this like blunt, dry personality that I'm trying not to smile or anything. And then the most awkward part ever is when you're done. You stop and you're like, all right, that's a wrap. And then everybody's like, okay, let's be normal now. And like, it's such an awkward thing to do that every single episode is a little bit awkward.
But now, as you saw in the new trailer, she really knows that her only chance to returning to prosperity is to return to making the same type of deadpan content that she became known for back in 2023. This is something she also admits here.
I feel like I got out of character for a minute there for a few episodes. I started to get insecure of the character because of comments, right? Because they're like, oh, that person's rude, she's whatever. But then I realized that's what grew my page. So if I'm editing a podcast and there's like too much of us being normal, I'm like, cut. That can't go in it.
But sadly, I do not think that even a return to this bitchy behavior was going to save her career at this point. Because at the end of the day, she, like many we have discussed before, whether it be the Hawk to a Girl or several others in the past, really had no foundation when it came to their fan base.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all these people rushed in because her clips were going viral for a moment, and she was with Drake and Lil Yachty and several other online stars. But at some point, the bit does get old, and when everyone has peeked behind the curtain and seen that all of the negativity has destroyed someone like this behind the scenes, her specific style no longer works. It's like the fourth wall has been broken, and it's no longer fun for those people who thought that she was genuinely like this.
Hey, man. Well, the door is open for Fun and Marco, bro. It's open for him. And somebody else who want to fill that lane. But yeah, I don't see her returning back to that content and they're actually doing good because people now know her. They know how to get to her. So it's like she ain't going to be able to look like she's getting to anybody else. You know, when she was being rude on them videos and shit on the podcast or her podcast or show, when she was being rude, it was like upsetting some people because it feels like that she didn't give a fuck and she didn't care. She should have just kept that persona and kept running with it.
Come closer, hip-hop supernova is back. Keep your composure, yeah, all hail the chosen. You niggas place holding. I soar in, so important like Air to Jordans. Just culture.